Hey everybody, today we have Taylor Brune with us. She is going to be talking about landing our TEDx talks. Taylor is the CEO, the founder of the Medical Minder virtual agency. She's been a VA. She has done a number of talks for us, and we're having her come in today. She actually has did a whole outline for female physician entrepreneurs as far as helping us grow our business. Real specialist when it comes to Instagram, branding, getting her name out there. And today she's going to be talking about how she helped other doctors land their TEDx talks. Taylor, take it away. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to share this wisdom and knowledge and experience that I've had and gained working with multiple different clients of what to do, what not to do, and be able to help you guys really just learn how to apply to TEDx talks and at least just understand the process on how you can land one, as well as, offer support if anyone needs the extra support for it. So I'm going to real quick put my slideshow as a full screen. There we go. Okay, so today I'm talking about how to land the TED Talk and leverage it, how to grow, your business and how to, increase your sales on your products, your books, etc. Because TEDx talks are very lucrative and when someone thinks of someone who gives a TEDx talk, they see them as the thought leader, a pillar of the community of that specific specialty, topic, niche. And this is absolutely incredible for us, the community, public, to be able to, attend these TEDx events that they put on, the organizer TED, and then they have TEDx talks. And so even starting doing TEDx talks and then TED, if your talks are recognized well enough, TED, the organization, sometimes even invites you to come and speak on the actual TED platform. And even if they don't do that, TED shares a lot of the viral talks that are spread well on their platforms. So that just increases your visibility and helps leverage your business as well. So my name is Taylor, and I help physician entrepreneurs with building their businesses, managing their tasks and projects, and then, all different types of things, ranging from marketing, social media, to helping land TEDx talks. So a few reasons why TEDx talk, can be transformative for women physician entrepreneurs is because not only will it help your online businesses, but as well as your practices, your clinics. It helps amplify your voice and expertise, builds credibility, authority, inspires and empowers others with your story, and also, offers that healing to the patients that have been looking for you. Expands your network, creates media and marketing opportunities, attracts investment and business opportunities as well, boosts confidence and public speaking skills, as we all, know we need to practice this for some of our businesses. And it leverages the power of storytelling, which is huge in, growing your online presence and audience. Whether it's through your content, videos, your written content, your digital products, etc. It also promotes your mission and vision, and gives you a sense of purpose in this world. And the bonus on cherry on top is it can fill your practice up and as well as your client list up and increase sales. And I've seen this happen multiple times. And it's just remarkable witnessing the after effects of what a TEDx talk can do for you. So here are just some steps, the main steps that you want to take. First things first, TEDx is a opportunity to share your story, your idea, your unique idea with the world. And it helps you be able to grow your online community. So you want to work on your branding and your identity and your social media growth and just your online presence so that people are more aware of you and you become it leads you into that thought leader role. Because TEDx looks for thought leaders, people who lead, people who have an online presence. This will just increase your chances of landing the TEDx events, more quickly than opposed to those who don't really have an online presence and aren't really as known. So you're going to want to grow on your social media presence on different platforms, create speaker landing web page and media kit PDF, which we'll go over in a little bit. You're going to want to, if you haven't had any previous speaking experience, you're going to want to book speaking engagements, small or large, depending on, your business. But you will want to film you speaking, giving a speech in front of people, even if it is in like a Toastmasters class. That might be good too. Then at least it shows you giving the talk. And then obviously apply to TEDx talks. So a little bit background.
I just
I
want to add something there. I know,
Yes.
like, so there's all library talks, there's any of the communities, like women groups. So here we're women physicians, but women groups, Facebook groups, even just there's lots of opportunities to present yourself.
Yes. So it can be a wide range, but it's just getting yourself out there and people just becoming more known from you. So TEDx background. So I've had different clients. One that I'm really proud of is Jason Reed. His son, to not go into too many details, but his son, 11-year-old son, committed suicide and left a note, tell my story to him. And he was, as a parent, he didn't understand, why this all happened. So it was his mission to tell his son's story. And I was able to work on his talk with him. I was able to apply to all the applications for him. I was able to do the PR outreach, which I'll talk a little bit later as well, for him. And I was able to get him featured, in 2 TEDx talks, which you can see, 1.1 million views, and then 141,000 views on the
Okay,
platform.
one thing,
Oh,
you're not sharing your screen.
oh,
That's okay. It's fine. I was like, great, Taylor's just doing TED talking. Stop. It's been
oh
perfect.
no, I'm
Up
so
until
sorry.
this point, you don't need it. You come on. I always
Okay,
say
if
we
I don't
hide
need it.
behind our slides. You haven't needed it, but now we want to see it. Come on, you've been doing wonderful.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right. It's perfect.
Is it?
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Give me one moment.
Do you want to go back at all? I think what you've been doing is wonderful.
Yeah, it was just the list, steps to take. So this is more where you can see the slides. Let me put it in full view real quick.
My heart breaks for him, huh?
Oh, I know. It was interesting to get into his mind and have to, because I did the ghost writing of these articles. So I had to write as him losing his son. And it was emotional, but it was incredibly powerful, his story. Um,
I'm glad he can help others.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So what happened is, so with his TEDx talks, excuse me, I'm getting over the flu, so my throat's a little dry. So every once in a while I might cough. But so with his TEDx talks, not only did the TED platform share his videos because, it became viral, we did things in the background to make it go viral, aka his social media, ghostwriting published articles, in OC, Orange County, SD Times. And then I did outreach. So it's PR outreach, which I'll go over in a little bit. And that's where you send your video link to, a journalist or a news media or a podcaster. They watch it, and then they book interviews or articles or news segments. Um, and it was really exciting because I was able to book him, Men's Health, Goalcast, Psychology Today, and quite a few others. And from his TEDx talk, he had opportunities. He filmed a documentary film of the entire story and went to, I believe it's in Northern California, the film festival for it. And it went in theaters through California. And this was back in 2019. So this was quite a few years ago. But it changed everything. He was able to book meetings with school boards, talk to parents, help educate them, really make a difference in helping parents understand the symptoms and what led up to those moments of why his son did that. And how he was struggling and how the father didn't realize that. And so not only, did it help other parents, it helped other kids going through, the turmoil. And so that's what each person's TEDx talk can do. It can, it can change lives. It can impact and for the better. So that was one. And then another client that I have just recently over Christmas, I was able to get him 2 talks. So that is really cool. But he, spoke on trauma and abuse and victim mindset. And by applying these methods that I'm going to share today, you're going to be able to know, what you need to do or what you need to have your assistant do or me to help you be able to book the same events. Okay, so speaker, PDF, and landing page. So you want to have, social proof articles, media interviews, podcast interviews, books, awards, certifications, these listed things on a speaker PDF and your landing page so that on your application to these TEDx events, they can go through, the organizers can go through and see what is, what makes you a thought leader and expert on this topic of your talk. And then you can see on this page too, it's just the same thing. I listed his documentaries, his media appearances, and it has links. So it's just important that they see all this reputable social proof.
We also, for the ladies that are here, we do this very informally. If you have any questions, ask. It's okay. And Anna, Ellen, ask away. This is your time too. Otherwise, you might as well just watch a video. We have Taylor here, so ask the questions.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Okay. So application process. So this is the main bulk of it, and this is what takes, the time of it. And this is where you'll most likely need help because this takes hours and hours. So it's where someone like me comes along. TEDx doesn't always give you applications or links to it. So you have to, do some digging, which I'll show you on the next few slides. And that could include going on these organizers' social media accounts, web pages. You just have to find the link and then you can apply. Some give it out right away, some don't. The best thing you want to do though, the more events you apply to, the higher chance you have of getting accepted. Sorry, I haven't talked this much in like 2 weeks. Okay, so
I do have one question, Taylor.
yeah.
Anna asks, my understanding is that TEDx does not want professional speakers. I think it depends on the group
Yeah.
itself, right? Like I'm thinking most doctors have given presentations throughout their career, definitely, if you're in the hospital system, academics, doing grand rounds and whatnot. As far as being paid and whatnot, perhaps, but I think there's very few people that are actually at that level that TEDx want to take.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. And it really just depends, but you can still apply and get vetted through their system. But really, they just want thought leaders who speak. A few of my clients have been like professionally speaking, like the last one you just saw, he spoke at a lot of nonprofit organizations. So it doesn't really matter in that sense. They just want to know you're able to speak and have an online presence. Okay, here we go. Um, Sorry, my throat is like really dry. Okay, so TEDx, so here we go. You want to go in TEDx events. So go to Google, type in TEDx events, and then this website will pop up and you'll see all the upcoming events. Then it'll have like these links. So that's where you'll click on this link for the event. And then like, for example, this one just says this, it doesn't have any application links. So you're like, okay, what do I do? There's no way to sign up. So you'll just scroll down and then you'll see the organizing team. And on the team, you want to click like each individual organizer. And sometimes they have their social media linked here, sometimes they don't. So this is where the tedious work comes in, and this is where you got to stalk them, essentially. To try to find their social media so that you can, send them a message or an email asking for the link. Because you'll be requesting a link, you'll send your PDF, your speaker PDF, and then you'll word it a certain way so that they will want to give access to this event application link to you. Oh yeah, so ideally, once you have 20 links or more, you can begin applying, have a spreadsheet to track every event, due dates, etc., when you applied, when you followed up. Just keeping it really organized is really helpful to track the application so you know which ones you applied to already. And this is where I, provide clients with the tools. Oh, does someone have a question? Um, Okay, so a lot of applications for the next year launch in June and July. So it's best to start kind of getting started building your list in April and May. Start doing your speaker landing page PDF, gathering your materials, having the outline of your talk kind of ready prior to application. So this is the perfect time to begin, gathering these materials if you want to have a 2026 TEDx talk, because the applications for 2026 next year will open this June. And then some of them will open in July, some of them will open in August, etc. So it really, honestly, application time frame is June to December. It just depends on the events in the next upcoming year. And that's why it's important to track it throughout all the months because it's a long project. So yeah, so application writing. So this is what lands, this is another factor that lands you the talk essentially because they go through every single answer and they have specific questions that, make you think a little bit more thoughtfully about why you're giving this talk to the community. And I'll go over a couple example questions from this last year's application process. So you guys kind of have an idea of what to, draft for yourselves. But you want to, because each event is going to have a different theme, that's what makes it even more tedious is every application is going to have different questions. Some will have the basic name, email, phone number, links, but every single event will have different specific questions. And so you're going to have to word it creatively to match that specific event's theme. and how it will align with your specific idea. And then if it's like a theme that's left field that doesn't even have to do with yours, you can still try to apply, but make it more generalized in that sense of answering that question. So it's just kind of an art to really just tailor each application. Okay, so I have 2 slides of this. There's many more questions that come on the application, but these are, the bulk ones. So if you want to screenshot these or write these down, so that you can start drafting answers to these questions, that's good. So what is your speaking experience? And that you go through, all the talks you've given, workshops, conferences, etc. And then what is your favorite TEDx talk? So you want to find the top 5, TEDx talks that kind of are there in a similar area of your topic, and then watch them and then see how they outlined everything, see how they worded it. Obviously, you're going to have to make it different and come at it from a unique perspective than those people did. But they do accept like similar topics all the time. It's just you will have to come at it in a different way. So you'll want to go through different TEDx talks and find one of your favorites, and then elaborate why, and you can find one that's similar to yours. So summarize the purpose and achievements, just, achievements of your work, interviews, documentaries, like we said before. So you'll just want to have a list of those things. And then why do people need this idea now? And this is like really relevant culturally. So you want to be able to share how your idea, how your talk, how your story is able to help the world in this present time. And it helps many physicians because, ever since 2020, health crises, emotional, mental, tons of different crises that everyone's been going through. So this will be able to help you kind of answer this question a little bit more because you are in the health. Even if your, topic isn't directly related to like a disease or a health, you are a physician and you've experienced what's been going on in the world the last 5 years. So you kind of have a one-up on this one, in my opinion. And also just from your own experience, share what you've learned with your wisdom of your own experience, and kind of align your mission and values into it too. Why do you want to speak at this event? It's kind of similar, just tell them why, you want to get your message out, you want to help people. They really are looking for thought leaders who want to make a ripple effect in this world with a positive change. So you want to keep that in the back of your mind, to align it with your purpose of what you're doing on your platform, online platforms and businesses. How does this event's theme align with your talk, which I was talking earlier? You just want to go through each event theme and then, connect it. What led you to the idea? That could be your own personal story, trauma you've been through, lessons you've learned with patients, with your family, etc. And then why do you believe the community will benefit from the idea? It's similar, but they sometimes ask those 2 questions in the same application. So you have to, once again, word it a little bit differently, but in the same alignment with the purpose and your mission. How long have you studied or been involved with this topic? So you really want to pick something that you are an expert in, that all areas of your life, has just felt this story, this mission, this idea from you, so that you really just show that you are an expert. And then it is important to create a 1-minute video of you sharing a little, like the outline of your talk, and talking directly to the camera, have it be nice, polished, edited, and then you want to upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video and then use that link for the application. That is a requirement for almost, well, every single application. So you will need to do that. like 1 to 2 minute videos. And then any links to you speaking like videos. A lot of applications, about 90% of the applications from 2025 that were open and that I had access to required a video showing the person speaking to an audience, which can be in the groups, networking groups, Toastmasters class, on stage, like if you're a part of any religious, church giving, like a function, charity event, anything. So really it doesn't matter what type of speaking event as long as it's you speaking to like a group of people. And then any written material you've produced, published, your articles, your blogs, your book, articles about you, so those types of things. And then I
Tella,
went,
let's ask if there's any questions.
oh yeah.
Um, Seema, I know that you came on. Any questions at all? Sarita, Anne? This is a
No,
good time
thank
to
you.
ask.
I'm taking it all in. I appreciate the opportunity to join. Thank you so much, Sharon, for organizing this, and
Actually,
Taylor
it was
for
Taylor. Taylor's been wonderful. She reaches
oh,
out, she gets it all organized for me, and I'm like, okay, I have a plan to do this. And then, but she takes care of everything. So thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just put any questions you have in the chat and I'll have time to be able to answer. And then you can always email me too. I put my email. But thanks for coming. Uh, so on the 1 minute video, like I mentioned before, you want to outline your talk briefly, and then show your personality, be a ray of light, smile, be expressive, not, you know, strict, monotone, stoic, because this is going to show them, are you good on stage? Are you, you know, or will you be able to engage with the audience? So they look for that in your 1 minute video. And then uploaded as an unlisted video to your YouTube channel. Even if you don't have one yet, just create a YouTube channel, put a banner, put your bio, a photo, and then just upload as an unlisted for them. And then so there's 2 steps after your talk, 2 main steps. And well, before your talk, you want to do the social media presence, booking podcasts, booking, articles, everything to just grow your presence. But you want to keep doing that, especially after your talk, so that once the talk is released, you're able to share it and more people watch it. And they do check your social media profiles out as well. So you want to have it polished and coherent and able to kind of relate to your talk a little bit, have some posts about that, kind of previewing so that, it's there. And then I mentioned this before with Jason Reed. So the PR, so once you get your link, TED will send you the link to your talk, and then basically they're like, go for it, share it, spread it. They really do mean spread, because the more views you can get people to watch it right away after the talk goes live, the higher chance you are to be featured on TED email, TED website, TED YouTube. And that's kind of one of the goals for you, is to go viral on just, not only the TEDx YouTube channel and platforms, but the TED, because that is what brings in the documentaries, the book deals, the news segments, the clients, the patients, because they do offer additional PR opportunities as well, which will help. So to do this, once again, tedious work, virtual assistants can help, outreach to, journalists, magazines, even organizations, anything that has to do with your talk, businesses that have to do with your talk, influencers, friends, family, just send the talk so they view it. And then, like I said, I can help anyone. You'll get a PDF book with all the details on kind of how to craft your book. or how to craft your talk. And then, you know, I help create speaker landing pages, PDFs, do the application research, tracking and filing. I do the PR, and then help you ideate your talk. And then that's just my email. If you have any questions, please let me know. You know, because I love this group so much, and every client that I've had that's come from this group has just been such a godsend and such an angel. You know, we've grown relationships. I do want to offer, you know, for specific services this year, discounts for you guys. So just mention that you're in the group if you decide to. And then let's do any questions, if you have any right now. If not, feel free to email me and I'm happy to answer.
Taylor, one of the things that I see, and I have not given a TED talk, is that um, some doctors prefer to, and I don't blame them, they'll use it as a PR, right? Like you're up in TED
Yep.
and TEDx is good, right? So then they'll choose different arenas. How do I say this? A venue that has like the TEDx in the back, nicer stages. Like, so they're not, each TEDx location isn't the same. I'd have to say that. Like some of them
Yeah.
are like an old school auditorium, I could say. Like it just doesn't, like if you want a background picture, like for as far as showing yourself. So that may be something you want to look into too, or ask Taylor about, like choosing your location,
Yeah, a lot.
especially, go ahead.
Sorry, a lot of clients, I mean, because there's only specific, like there was only the, one of the clients is located in Texas, so there's only 4 events in 2024 in Texas this year that were offering applications. So I had to do all states, you know, because it's just the, like the question in the chat from Anna, how many events should you apply to? As many as they have open as you can get access to, because the higher, or the more amount of talks you apply to, the higher chance it is they'll pick you. Because you could apply to like 20 and not hear back. It's such a numbers game that I just apply to every single open event in that year for the client, so that, you know, all bases are touched. And then a tip though, if you notice after applying to all the events that you just aren't hearing back, or you're hearing a lot of rejection, that they're going another way, you can reapply, but with like a new topic. So that kind of shows that maybe your topic needs changing, or your wording or the points in your outline need changed, or your title needs changed. So it's really just a numbers game, and just seeing how those metrics do, and then making changes depending on your outcomes of all the applications. But you want to apply to as many as you can, just so that you can get a talk, because they are very selective. Like some, you know, doctors will be like, oh, I booked it right away with one application. It's a rare, that's a rare thing. You know, not everyone gets a TEDx talk. They are very strict about it, because they're smaller events hosted, and it's nonprofit, and they're all volunteers, so they're not getting paid. These volunteers who throw these TEDx events. So they're very selective of the type of people they choose, and how those people will impact the TEDx community. But good news though, on the other hand, if you do get a TEDx talk, you are more likely to get another one. So once you're in the community, you'll be able to get more and multiple. And you know, it just helps you get the online community. It helps your presence, it helps the business, and, you know, just visibility, and yeah, just the stature.
Seema, you had your hand up?
Yeah, how do you, like, I'm sorry I missed the early part of
Okay,
the
it's replay.
lecture. I was working on patient care issues, but I don't have a talk, and I don't like, and I think having a area where you want to focus on in the work, because the TEDx talks are not like science heavy talks. They're more
No.
motivational and more connecting with people.
Yeah.
Is that something you can help with?
Yeah. So, and that's part of branding you. And that's the most fun because it's essentially, why do you want a TEDx talk? Why do you want an online presence? Why do you want to build this business? And then it's an ideation session where it's going through these goals and dreams of yours and then your expertise where that fits in and aligns. And so that's how you can find your special idea, your story, because everyone has a story. Every doctor especially too, just with all the education, the training, the trauma, the lessons of growth and you know all this dedication and uh it it shows like in a lot of the physician talks. A lot of them come to me and they're like, I don't have a talk. So we start usually with their branding, their online presence. We do step by step of their timeline. And then once they kind of get an idea of, oh, okay, this is kind of more my purpose and this is why I want to help people. This is the problem I want to solve for them. Then ideas start generating and then talks begin to formulate. So it's a process. So it's okay if you don't have a talk. It'll build to it. But you do have one in there. You do have one in there because everyone has a story to share. And a lot of physicians have used, like scientists who have done TED and TEDx, have used like the medical science statistic background with it. But like you said, a majority motivational, inspirational, helping purposefully others in some type of issue or problem that you've gone through and have overcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And what also helps though, is just going through the different situations in your life where, even if you kept it more personal and didn't share with other people, sometimes those experiences and traumas too are what needs to be shared. And not only will it bring further healing for others, as it's brought, further healing for you through the process. But yeah, it will bring you further healing too, being able to talk about it. So just kind of think about the different events that have happened in your life, different areas where your friends or colleagues have consistently come to you for advice, whether like family things, marriage, you know, a type of mindset, being holding, anchoring yourself in strength, in peace, and resilience, those different types of themes. Just think through your life and your timeline of your life and what could possibly spark your interest, and what you would want to talk about and share with other people. And that will also help you really kind of dig deep too. It's a process, it's a journey, but it's worth it, in my opinion.
It sounds amazing, and um, I wanted to ask more questions, but I don't want to hog up the
No, please go ahead.
Oh,
This is why we're here. It's
yeah.
good.
Like I was going to email you, but how does it look like working with you? And do you
Yeah.
do working one-on-one coaching or in groups or?
So right now I do one-on-one with a lot of clients because they all come to me with different packages, whether it's for their website, their social media, their online courses, digital products, just random virtual assistant tasks, etc. But for TEDx, it essentially is the same thing. Just email me and we'll go on a call and talk about things that you want help with. If it's the TEDx process, then we'll talk more in depth about that and what that looks like. And then I give you the proposal package, but it'll be the female entrepreneur position package discounted for anyone who's in this group. So it's going to be discounted than my regular, outside of this group. But from there, if you decide to sign on contract, and then we have consistent meetings, depending on the project, and how long it takes to deliver them. If it's a few days, a week, a month, it just depends on different projects. But we'll go over all those types of details in the meeting. so that it's basically tailoring a package to you and your needs and how I can help you. But it's one-on-one working. I'm essentially your assistant with these types of projects.
Just a disclosure, I don't get any financial backing here at all. So Taylor's been wonderful as far as coming in and talking to the group. It helps me as far as like trying to prepare a talk, as well as looking for people, speakers as well. And you have a wealth of information, so all of this information always helps. I wanted to introduce Dr. Simeon. Am I saying it correctly?
Simoyan, sorry,
Multiple books, loves artwork.
Oh,
Have you done a TEDx talk?
not yet.
I could totally see it. Her books are amazing, a great photographer, very much into the art, which always has very like inspired me
yeah.
and just keeps going. I
Oh,
believe all of you that I know here uh, all have I believe that we've all have a story, just like you said, Taylor. I truly believe that. It, I hate to say it, it was on my radar and then I just dropped it. I
you
hope
will
maybe
one
one day
day.
I'll get back there again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can get you back on that path. Don't worry. And I do the, heavy lifting. All you have to do is just come up with a talk and then, film yourself. And that's pretty much it, and answer a question document. And then I do everything else for you. And then you actually give the talk though, but but yeah, so lovely to meet you, Dr.
Nice,
Sutherland. Thank you.
thank you. Nice to meet you too. Am I allowed to ask what your price range is? I know it's going to vary.
Yes, depending on projects, it varies. And it depends because I like to tailor the package specifically to each doctor.
Mhm,
So that's what I've found is when I tried to do just one set of prices, like social media, building an
mhm.
online course, people wanted to have certain tasks in it and certain things taken out.
Yeah.
So it really is just individualized, but you can email me
Oh,
any, tasks that you want an idea about.
mhm.
But I build a package based on what you need and
Oh,
then in a meeting when we talk.
oh,
So
thank you.
We're coming late, but there's a replay if you want to watch that.
Oh,
It's in the
thank
group, and
you.
I'm going to send it out in an email as well. Usually I just do ones like on a Sunday. I've been trying to do my newsletters. So it'll come, the replay link will come out
Okay,
on Sunday
okay. Thanks, Sharon.
if you're in the email list.
Mhm.
Also wanted to mention that although it can take months to prepare, these questions come up a fair amount in our group because we've had a number of people that have
Mhm.
done TEDx talks.
Mhm.
I do know of a doctor that her talk wasn't supposed to be until like a few months out, but they actually called her. She had like a 2 week window. I guess I would imagine it's one of those venues that they have a few a year. They probably
Mhm.
had a cancellation and they reached out looking for a speaker for that. So
Mhm.
that's not uncommon.
Wow.
It's uncommon, but it can happen. So
Oh yeah, and changes too. Like events being postponed. So you
Mhm.
have everything all ready for April, but then that specific place is like, oh, postponing to fall. So it's just good to start preparing now, and getting ideas and setting that up before applications even open, because you just never know.
Yeah.
You might, yeah, like be called within 2 weeks and then your whole life is just completely changed. So
I've heard other things too, like, you don't really have a bullet card or anything, and most talks are about 10 minutes. I know
Mhm.
some docs said they had stickies, like a sticky here, a sticky there, throughout the house, so that they would remember that that's how they were preparing for their talk.
Yeah, because you don't have teleprompters. You have to memorize your speech. And I think that's the most intimidating aspect of it.
Mhm.
But clients prior to my business, back when I worked in the marketing firm, and did, you know, 50 plus clients consistently, just TEDx, uh, they all, we offered a TEDx speaking coach, but you could just save money, and there's groups, local speaking groups like Toastmasters.
Mhm.
That I recommend. A lot of clients have done that too, and you're not spending like 5,000, 10,000
They're
on
even online now too,
yeah,
ladies. Just
exactly.
Mhm.
But yeah, memorize your speech. So you want to make it not only a topic that you remember and, can remember through any stress or anxiety of public speaking, but to make it flowing, so that when you outline it, you're able, if you forget, a moment, you'll be able to pick up right then and there. And a lot of people use the slide show in the background, the presentations, as well, to kind of help guide them along. And that's when they put like statistics or show photos, etc. So that helps. That's a good aid to help. But a lot of people have done the sticky notes, like you said, Sharon. So it's good. It's a good method.
Seema, you have your hand up. You have the question?
Thank you. Do people create like one talk or two talks and keep giving those, or do they do like talks for the specific venue? And
Yeah. So TEDx only allows one topic per year, like event year. So what you're gonna want to do is you write one topic and then, one talk, and then apply to all of the 2026 events with that. And then the next year it'll be a new topic. Or if you want it to be quicker, then what you can do is have two talks ready. And then in June, you apply with both topics to all the 2026 events. It's just double the work essentially. And then you would have to, if for some reason two events picked, one talk, you have to choose which event. Like for instance, the client got booked two events, so he had to pick which event he wants to have that specific talk at. Because it's frowned upon to have the same idea spoken because they want it unique. But if you want to stay in like that realm of, just say trauma, if you want to stay in talking about trauma, you can just pick different avenues of talking about the trauma. Have like similar, your story be shared, but have like different action steps, like 4 mindset shifts, how to get out of victim mindset, overcoming trauma with your physical health, or, it's still in the main idea of trauma, but you're doing different talks about different subcategories of the main talk, if that makes sense. Hopefully I didn't make it confusing, but you basically just want one idea, one talk per year. That's just the most basic, easiest work for you.
yeah, I'm kind of new to all this, and I don't. Yeah, and I can email you and we could talk about it. But I think if you want to be a speaker and kind of pivot a little bit, you have to. I mean, I don't know if TEDx might be not might not be the best first thing to do.
Oh,
Well,
I don't, Seema, I think, honestly, as physicians, I th- I don't know. I do like think about the presentations we had to give. We normally speak. Like I think compared to a job where you're sitting behind the computer from like the time you graduated college, which many people do, I just think we're in like we really do have an advantage here when it comes to speaking.
yeah,
Okay,
with your
thank
credentials.
you.
Yeah, I do.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But because a lot of, physicians are new, they are coming right out of just practice patient care, into this online world, social media world, TEDx speaker world. It is new for them. And that's why the easiest thing is, if you want that practice, do the classes, and then even just do like podcast interviews, start there. Then you practice talking, answering, telling your story, and that'll also help you. They'll ask specific questions about your story or what you're offering in your business, or, your social media presence, that will make you realize, oh, this is a idea that people need. They're asking, it's a common issue in the community, online community. So this might be a good talk to give. So podcast interviews, articles, you know, at the Haro. It's a journalist PR website where you go and you apply to different, you know, journalists are posting different articles that they need anyone to write about, and there's different specialties, Haro. And that will give you PR and media. That's a little secret tool. And like I was able to, for my personal platform, I was able to write about, you know, autoimmune disease and my experience on Psychology Today. Like, you know, and I was just starting out my blog and my social media, but like to be on Psychology Today published, like, so that gives you opportunities on the haro.com. So that will help as well. And then even just creating videos, speaking that way, because a lot of physicians hate making videos. I do too, you know, like talking, but it's good because you practice,
Mhm.
you know, you really practice, and that will help you feel more comfortable because essentially TEDx events, they're not large stadiums, they're small. It's like 5 rows of chairs in like a
Really?
gymnasium. Yeah, for some of them, some of them. You know, there are bigger ones, but you know, a majority of them are held like in university gymnasiums, or in, you know, like conference halls. So it's really just smaller events. So, you don't need to be professional. You just want to be able to feel confident when you speak. So doing different baby steps beforehand will really help.
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Yeah.
Ladies, we are almost at time and I have an 8 o'clock, so I'm sorry. Not that when we have an hour, I'm not sorry. It's been great, Taylor, having you. We need to choose a date. I almost feel like maybe we should plan the date because what happens is that I send out the newsletters and this way it'll be like our next event is February, whatever date it is. So let
I'll
me
email.
know. Obviously you guys are here, so maybe the time does work for you. Is there like I don't really want to go later than 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time because I wake up so early. I'm not a night person by any means. So is this okay? Is there a preference on the day of the week that we do this?
Yeah.
This is a good time. Yeah. Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then we'll keep that in mind. Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Oh,
Thank you.
much, everyone, for listening to me. And please email me if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer about anything, social media, TEDx, anything. And that's Taylor, TAYLOR .Brune, BRUNE @gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you.
And the
Thank
replay will
you.
be out and it's in the
Yeah.
group. Thanks, everybody. Tell a special thanks, really. Thanks.
Oh, thank
Perfect.
you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.